Mr. Serv-On? This is Reek from Too Cool to Con. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you today, man?
I'm fine. I was gonna say I got my partner with me. He helps me out sometimes in my interviews by family.
Okay.
How you doing, Mr. Serv-On?
How are you, man? Appreciate you, man. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, man.
Today we got an exclusive. We have Mr. Serv-On. The world knows who you are. You know, you're one of the greats that made No Limit what it is today. What it still stands and stands in a lot of people's minds today. And, you know, you have your own ventures as well, you know. Lifetime entertainment and things like that. So, with that being said, how did you, get started off to even, venture off into the rap game per se, should I say?
I mean, basically, I was always into music, but, basketball was my first love, which, I played in high school and was able to get to college, you know what I'm saying? But then, once I was in college, I got in trouble, you know what I'm saying, for basically selling marijuana on campus.
All right.
And I was looking at like a couple of years up in Virginia. And so I was put in this program, this military program, where if I kept my head straight and for 2 years or whatever within it got wiped off my record.
Right.
And so, of course, my mom signed me up like, you got to go by. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So being in the military, I met so many people from different areas.
Right.
And, so I would go up to New York, which was the Mecca, and, I would meet different artists and be in Virginia. A friend of mine is from Louisville, Corey Dutton. He started doing some rapping. I always was rapping. I just never really told nobody, and so, I just wanted to get better at it. And so I would go to the studio with him and watch what he was doing. And I was like, you know what, in that same studio, the Jay-Z's, all of them came through there, the Tretch from Naughty by Nature,
right.
And other New York artists. So, for me, I was learning how to rap. And a guy from Houston, a friend of mine, he was like, I see something. I'm going to show you how to do this and do this correctly and think, you know what I'm saying? So I really had an East Coast style, but a New Orleans dialect.
Okay.
And so while I was in the military, I messed up again, which was, selling drugs again. And I ended up having to do like a short stint of time, which was a year and a half. And so once I came home, it was like this is where my mind was at. And I ended up meeting one of my New Orleans idols, Street 9, Pastor Dort, MC Dort. And he was with KLC, DJ KLC, or KLC Drum Major, who y'all know now is the multi-platinum producer. And he introduced me to KL, and KL asked me to rap for him. And I did, and he told me, you know what, I like your style, but you can't rap. I'm gonna teach you how to stay on bars. I didn't know anything about it. So he basically, broke me down and built me up and taught me all over again.
Right.
And so at that time, he was producing for Mystical. He was, Mystical's first big song really was with him. And he had Soulja Slim, which was like a son of his. He had Mac. He had everybody, basically. And so, long story short, we went to Jack the Rapper trying to push my first demo. And we ran into P doing the Death Row and Luke Skywalker label, 2 by Crew label. That big old fight they had back then.
Okay.
And so we gave P a cassette, and one of the songs on there was Gotta Get My Serv-On. So 2 months later, I'm watching this video, West Coast Bad Boys, and P using that same hook.
Yeah.
So, I called him like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying, what's good? And he was like, man, I want to bring y'all out here, and so that's how it started. He brought us out there. And for me, he was somebody I was always with, playing ball with, running behind, following him. He was always like a big brother, him and his big brother, Kevin. So when he got me out there, he got me also in school at Mary Junior College to play basketball, but at the same time to rap. He brought me and KL out there.
Okay.
And Moby Dick came later, you know what I'm saying? So we were out there, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it really begun at when I got with him.
Now tell me this, when you first heard that hook, what did you think about that? Because when you just said that kind of made me like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, I guess playing basketball and always believing in team situations, you know what I'm saying? I kind of heard it and I was like, it was like one of them, I'm honest, but then that wild New Orleans part of me was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? He just took something, you know what I'm saying? And he know he from here, we got to talk.
Right.
You know you got to holler. That's like my big brother, but you got to holler at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
But it was looking for me. So it was like, I think I always look at it like as a blessing, because when I was calling him about that, my mom was telling me don't come home.
Oh,
People
okay.
was like around the house knocking on the door at 4:35 in the morning, one on the side of the door, the other one at the door acting like they know me. And so when I called him, he was like, just stay chill, make it till the morning, I got a flight for you. So it was almost like, if he wouldn't have did that, what I'm saying, I would have been still down there doing what I was doing, and I might have been home when they came looking for me. So,
right, so
I
in a way it was like divine intervention that stepped in really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a good thing. So I never looked at it bad. I was like, this really saved my life.
Okay. Now, as far as like, because at that particular time, y'all was blowing up. What even made me just think just now when you said you were in the military, and you really that's how P kind of based it with the tank and everything. You really had military structure about how you conducted yourself and your business. So I mean, that's
we did.
That's a plus.
We all did. See, Murder was in the Army. Mystical was in the Army. I was in the Navy. Dale, the producer, was in the Army or Marines, I think. Carlos, same thing. So it was like we had, and then New Orleans, that mindset of I'm a soldier, because we was always at war in the streets of New Orleans, murder capital of the world. So your mindset, so we were fatigued anyway. Like people thought, New York, this wolf. Nah, we were wearing fatigue, soldier Reeboks, but the song Soldier did, what I'm saying, back in the days, these soldiers made for walking. And so we dressed like that anyway. And then, but me and, with the murder and then P having family members in the military, the mindset was military. He had that set before I got there, but I think when we got there and me and C got around each other, a lot of stuff you could see, and then it was ran in a disciplined way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was always all of us. We always looked at, even when he put out albums, it was like you can't defeat the Army. You know what I'm saying? If Puffy put an album out, Pete put one out, then the next week he put C Murder out, then the next week he put Save Me out, now it's 3 against 1.
Yeah.
I don't care how super you think you are. You know what I'm saying? In the end, an Army gonna always win before one soldier by itself.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So we had that mentality, and that's the way we were. We came as a group. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you always never leave no man behind. I don't care if it was going to get something to eat. I couldn't go get something to eat and walk in there with something to eat just for me.
Right.
I had to call and see who was there and bring food back for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our mentality.
Now tell me about this, because back in the 90s, No Limit was dominating. When like the Bay started kind of faltering in certain areas, or when East Coast was faltering in certain areas, y'all was dominating the country, and you might as well say the world, because the different parts in Africa, people listening to you and everything. So how did you feel with the comparison once Cash Money hit the scene? Like what was your thought when people would try to make those comparisons?
We always knew that we were different from them, and it was always one for both, because with them guys, they were, even though they artists Juvie and DG, I think Cash Money got a bad label where it was like, they started and it's all about money, where you had DG and Juvie with some of the interpreters, some of the hardest rappers. They never did all that. I mean, that Bling song gave them an identity that really wasn't them.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Baby, I mean, I knew Baby since we played AAU basketball together, baseball. Baby was a hell of a point guard on the court. And so, he always, he was a hustler, and he would always have these fancy cars and money around the hood growing up, even in high school.
Right.
So he was a stunner. That was him, and I think Manny took on that persona, because Manny was always a simple dude. So, the thing about it is, we always knew, like, they wasn't a threat, because, it's two sets of people, I hate to say it, in urban communities. You got the ones that take and might only have $100, but they gonna go buy something so the world could see them.
Right.
And knowing they can't afford it, they gonna stunt. That's why They had a Camaro. They was happy. You know what I'm saying? They hustled. They kept their nose to the grind. They was quiet. And that's what we were. We were for more the struggle, the underdog. Cash Money was more for the dude, I done made it, I got money. So it was always, you know, even our concerts were different. If you looked at their concerts, you got, you know, a lot of females in the front and dudes in there that's there for the females. In our concert, it was females and dudes all in one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we stood for a different, and not saying I'm bad with them. They stood for that good time. You know, we always said they were stunners, we were soldiers. You feel what I'm saying? And there's always a difference, and it's not a good difference in the hood where it's like that soldier is the one coming. You know, that stunner is the one that needs their soldier to stay alive. You feel what I'm saying? So we handled ourselves different. We had nice cars, hella nice cars, nice in the niggas, you know what I'm saying? But you would never see it. You know, we wasn't worried about that. That was for our families and stuff like that. And, you know, we ride around here and there, but, you know, that was their persona that they took on. But if you really knew their label before the world got to see them, which we opened that door for them, Juvie was hard. Turk was hard. You know what I'm saying? Wayne was always lyrical, like Young Kid lyrical. You know what I'm saying? BG was extremely hard. All these were street dudes. You feel what I'm saying? The UNLVs that people don't know about that really made them big. They, from my corner, 6 and B, they were hard. It was street. Yeah. But that one song made the world see, and David ran with it, like, because that was him. He really always was a stunner. Not a bad dude, but just, that was him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be seen. So now we knew it was room for both, you know, so we really didn't trip on that, man. There was no threat to us, you know what I'm saying, at all.
Now, tell me this. Now, I know a lot of people, it done got away from a lot of people in some cases when I'm saying it got away from. It used to be, you know, you would hear like, P-Gots, you know, everybody on No Limit has another business venture, you know, be that, you know, a gas station or whatever different, that differs from, you know, music. It's other business interests that you have that's going to keep you going. I mean, can you you know, elaborate on that? Because, you know, I think a lot of young brothers need to hear that, like how they need to diversify their money and things like that once they get it.
Yeah, well, we were diversifying early. I mean, like for me, you know, I still have Walmart stock, and we were advised to get that when Kmart was big and Walmart was coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we had, when P did Converse, it was like $4 a stock or something at the time, $3. And then once he did it, it went up to almost $20, $30, which means we sold what we already came in on. We was always in the business atmosphere, and for it, owning our property and our houses and things like that, you know, with the shoe stores and stuff like that, like female shoe stores back in the past that once it made money and things slowed down with No Limit, okay, we sold those things. You know, for me, the learning, you know, because he would always come to you, you know, and say, you know, here's your check, you know, here's your money, blah, 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 you know, but go look at something, just let me show you something. You know, gotta have something else coming in between if your album slow up.
Right.
You know, and a lot of young dudes have to understand this. If somebody gives you $1 million, you're in the new tax bracket. You really only have 600,000.
Right.
Because four is going. You know, I would think you got a big. And then out there 6, man. I mean, you know, you don't have to go get this huge house. You know, if it's for your mom, okay, spend 150. That's property. That's something that's gonna have a good property value that you're gonna have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop going by $100,000 car, man, and all these chains or whatever, whatnot. You know, if you take a deal with your credit and do what you gotta do, you're young and you don't have no credit. You build it right quick. You can lease cars, because most of the guys, most of the major, you know, Fortune 500 companies, they don't own them cars. They lease them because it's a tax write-off because they're in a new bracket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these young guys, kids got to know that when you're building your credit and you're leasing and you're building your company, get your company, you know, build that tax ID number. You know what I mean? And pay attention. Like right now, guys make $1 million. Little kids get $100,000 for 2 shows, right? And they smoke $50,000 worth of weed. Now watch this. You could take, don't even do that. You know why I go by it? Medical marijuana is the biggest thing.
Right.
The medical marijuana labs take $10,000 and these up and coming medical marijuana labs. Now you basically part of the board. So guess what? You're gonna get all the weed you need for free.
Right.
It's gonna make you money.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of them have to start sitting down and then understanding who they are. You screaming about a Gucci belt and this and that and that and that and that. Gucci not giving you no money. We hold policy. Young dudes out there need to understand this part. We hold policy, and what I mean by that, if you ever watched the Hoodlum movie where he's talking about Bumpy Johnson, I hold policy here. We hold policy, meaning, think about this. Before Cash Money said TVs in a dashwood grain sitting on 20s, did the Escalade come like that? Did the Benz come like that?
It didn't come like that.
So once we start saying it and people start doing it, they start putting them in these cars and charging you extra. And you got to think, Cash Money, before Cash Money should push Rolls Royces, right? Rolls Royce sold, I think, was 2,000 in the United States. Rolls Royce do over 100,000 on it of Rolls Royces in the United States, and not one of them made here. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you got to really think what we hold policy. If we say this gum, now that gum is making millions. You know, Puffy put his name on Ciroc, and trust me, Ciroc wasn't better than Belvedere, but Belvedere said, I ain't messing with black people and rappers. Look what Ciroc did to Belvedere. You don't even give up Belvedere.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we young dudes have to understand that when you're getting hot and you're working, you got to start learning how to invest and make sure you have money and put money aside, you know, have a retirement money. You know, when you 40 years old, which is they consider old now, you know what I'm saying? Okay, if you done put money aside, that money going to be done drew interest to the point now when you make 40, you got money till you 65 that's coming multiple, a couple of thousand a month.
Right.
You got, you know what I mean? And these are things that we were taught, you know what I'm saying, and understood to know. I mean, outside of my businesses now, which is my music consulting business and my production company and things like that, I mean, you know, dealing with a few studios where I come in and get people's studios going and running, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's different things, but those are some of the things that I want a young dude to understand about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
you buying gold, you buying a bunch of jewelry, a bunch of gold chains, spending $40,000, $50,000. But if you really understood about gold, you'll go buy some gold bars,
right,
and put them away, and watch the money, watch the interest that come off them.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that you don't need because in a minute, a cash dollar that they running around throwing ain't gonna mean nothing.
Right.
You ain't got a card, you ain't got a PayPal thing or something new that's gonna come along, and then money is gonna be based, currency gonna be based off gold in a minute.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's a lot that these young dudes gotta sit down and start paying attention to because their future, you know, for us, some of us older guys, our stuff is set. You know what I'm saying? They have to try to protect themselves for the next 20 years. You know, so they understand that they're a business and they're a brand and not being a fool out here, you know, and just throwing money away. And then when they come down to it and your album go bad, you go back to the streets to try to get back up because you didn't go through the grind like we did and gain a lot of fans. You know, fans now go by weekly. You who's hot this week? What single is hot that week?
Right.
Now you go back to the streets and you go to jail and you don't have the lawyer money. So guess what? You turn that album into them for little or nothing, and they own everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, Kodak Black right now going to jail backwards and forth.
Yeah.
You know, so you know it's a different day and age, man.
So far as that, because that's what I was about to ask you, the old way of, basically old ways of how, music came across versus like, you hear a lot of, what do they do now in rap now, where it ain't really, they're not really rapping about something. It's just kind of a bunch of here and there words. It's not like storytelling no more. It's just kind of like.
Yeah. It's shock and awe right now.
Yeah.
It's shock and awe. I'm going to figure out a word if we on the phone right now and you hit me from the 6112 area. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say 18. That's going to be the name of the song. 12 plus 6. And then it's 18. And it's like people catching on and, it's like, oh, wow, 6 days a week. One day, they'll come up with something. So
right.
It's more or less like, and then we're looking at it, and I hate to say it, man, and I call it kind of like the drug and juice situation. because they're on these pills. They're on these opiates, man, and those things, it's brain damaging. I'm not saying that they're less intelligent, but what I'm saying is, to sit down and think and want more from your music, like we wanted more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ice Cube, no matter how hard he was, yeah, you listen to him dissing Dre, but then you still listen to his America's Most Wanted, where he's talking about political issues, and you sitting on a corner in the hood, you wanted more. With this generation, it's more or less like pop a pill, jump around. I don't care what he's saying, and even their performances, like where they're not even performing the lyrics, the crowd doing it, or they just jumping around.
Right.
It's also a switch of identity, because if you look at the shows of the young dudes now, and look at how punk rock shows used to be, where this guy just jumping around and the crowd losing their mind and they saying a few things.
Yeah.
They dressing like rock stars now, and they're performing like rock stars. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like our youth have kind of flip-flop, where now you catch a white rapper like late great Mac Miller, lyrical, handling his business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at a lot of them, from Machine Gun Kelly, all of them lyrical. At one time, we got, it's like, yo, you better be lyrical.
Right.
So it's like been a swap. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get upset, because once white people start getting into rap, that's when we start making more money.
True.
So it's like, how can you back away from it and say, we don't want you guys, y'all stealing our style, like some of them say, but okay, that means their whole generation of people go with them. You know what I'm saying? And will we make as much money as we have?
Right.
So it's a difference, man, with them. There's no content in what they're doing right now. And I mean, I think they're just, I hate to say it, they're just having fun, man. I don't knock them for it. The only thing I just knock is how they get at each other so bad on the internet and disrespectful and
that is, to me, throwing OGs under the bus, that came before them. And that's kind of bad in itself too, when it goes to that direction too. I see.
Yeah, I mean it's bad, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. The flip side of that, a lot of guys from my generation also got to look at it like this. See them hard lyrics we had? See them rough lyrics we had?
Yeah.
Those our kids. You feel what I'm saying? They listen, and they got a hard mindset. You know what I'm saying? They want it to be like us. And now you can have 3 kids. You can have a Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? You can have say a J. Cole. You feel what I'm saying? You can have a Kodak Black. You got a lot of hard-headed ones out there, but those are our kids, and to the point where you got to look at it like, hey, at one time, especially being from the South, they said we sound crazy. They didn't respect us. They said we didn't respect what was going on, but all we did was hung, but when we saw those artists, they still talked to us.
Right.
There wasn't no internet. And, so now the internet, where it's like the artist could say, hey, bro, you're not sounding well. You need to work on your craft. And he's not going to take that. He's going to take it like you, as they say, capping on it.
You're right.
And so, and I think a lot of, younger artists got to understand it is no you without us. You know what I'm saying? And then the older artists got to understand we will not continue making money if they not doing what they doing out there.
Right.
Because as long as they keep rapping, I hate to say it, as long as they keep rap going, and even getting, and some of them can be so worse, that makes people want to come back and say, hey, let me check you out. I never bought that album that you got. You got one out? So it works, the gift and the curse. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they still making noise, and I think we're a fraternity. We're supposed to get along. We're supposed to put your hand, like I keep saying Kodak Black. I'm like, nobody putting your hand around that young man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just let this young man be out here on this camera, be out here. You look at the people around him. He got young dudes around him just like him. You don't see nothing, nobody. Like for us, we had some OGs around us.
Right.
He was who he was. We had dudes around us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, pulling our coat things.
Yeah, we was in the bay around the E40. You know what I'm saying? That will talk to you.
Right.
Snoop got the that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but I respected who he was. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he's done. You know what I'm saying? And even though he was coming to the label I was already on, you know, it was still a respect factor. So I think that's the problem, man, with Waddy music. And that's another reason why when one of them fall off, they don't know how to get back because they didn't go through the grind we went through.
Right. Now tell me this, with that kind of situation, what you led into is, that makes me think of, you know, Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? A lot of people figure when you get so big, you can't do regular things like, you know, you once, you know, when you were lesser known. I mean, it's like you gotta kind of put a bubble shell around yourself in a way, because, you know, people don't like your success and, you know, that you're achieving great things.
But I think what it is, you know, within black people, black community, I feel like black community feels entitled. And what I mean entitled is like, okay, you made it. You did everything to make it. You're supposed to look out for me. You're supposed to give me this money. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. And then when that's not done, then, you know, the number one word, and a couple of rappers recently have said this, been the worst phrase that could have ever came into the black community. Keeping it real.
Right.
Keeping it real has been a phrase that has taken lives, have brought people to their knees. And what I mean by that, you know, is the first thing is like, okay, because I'm not giving you no money no more. Like, bro, you got to do something, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And it's like, oh, I remember when you ain't had this and that, bro. You ain't keeping it real. You ain't keeping it gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then a lot of us, we want to maintain, you know, our position because we know that we make money by what the public thinks of us.
True.
We one of the only jobs that the only way you survive is the public believe what you say.
Right.
You know, a weatherman could be wrong every day and cause a disaster, never lose his job.
Right.
But a rapper, if you caught in a lie, your whole career is over. And anything that you was rapping about. So as a rapper that's getting successful, we're put in positions where people expect so much from us. Mm-hmm. They never expect that we broke. They don't expect that, you know, right, our money might be tied up or whatever. It is like, look, keep it real, keep it gangster. This where you from. And I always tell dudes, like, you scream that shit, but do your mom own that house on that block? So why are you screaming like this your block? Y'all, I got to check in when I come here, or this, that, now this rapper should, because y'all grew up playing together. You know, he should have to give you this and that. And I think with Nipsey, you know, the gang affiliation goes so deep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's like a whole nother family.
Right.
And with that, that's like with me and you was friends when we were small and, you know, no gang banging. I just say, you know what, man, I can't deal with you no more. You're like, all right, fine, we go about our business.
Right.
You know, with gang affiliation, it's more or less like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this over here, but I'm not really feeling that life no more. Nah, that's blood in, blood out. That's to the casket drop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, no matter what, and even if he wasn't going back in his hood by his store, you know what I'm saying? You were going to have dudes that, whether it was from the other side or just on the same that believe the same color he, you know, ride with.
Right.
He was going to have issues sooner or later. It always happens within that culture. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
So I think, really and honestly, I said with him, he also was doing some things on a huge level, you know, where that's another thing, keeping it real. Okay, if he go and have a meeting with the police to try to help bring a truce with gang violence, instead of you're going to have 95 of them might say, man, that's good, man, we done lost too many people, man, it's time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're going to have 5 dudes like, man, that's ratting, that's snitching. Those words right there also in our community, along with rappers, you know, look at what's going on with T.I. right now. And that's going to turn out bad. But for Nipsey, I feel like he was damn if you do, damn if you don't. Why not invest back in the community? You know what I'm saying? Why not let these young kids see you? But the thing about it is the ones your age that ain't doing nothing with their life,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that's going to cause you that problem when you don't just say, all right, I work 24/7, you ain't do nothing, but I'm going to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to the point like, I can't do that. And I mean, a lot of rappers been brought to their knees keeping it real. I mean, I helped a lot and gave a lot, man, and I look back on a lot of that money. There's so much I could have did positions. And when I got back put in bad positions, you know, the words that was said was like, man, he had so much, but damn. I don't know what he was thinking about, why he just kept coming back around here, kept coming here. And they will do you that. So it's almost damn if you do and damn if you don't trap. I'm not mad if any artists say, I'm not, you know, I'm going to come out like my mom or maybe, you know, somebody I know and then I'm out. I don't blame them these days because you get caught in that keep it real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I would ask rappers, if you're screaming you from that hood, do something good for it.
Right.
And that's what Nipsey was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? But he was in a different world feed than you and I being friends and not speaking no more.
Right.
He was gang affiliated. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that was the reason, but I'm saying for him to pull away, it's harder. You know, he could separate his whole body and his name, but he still had that jacket on him.
Yeah.
So anywhere he go, it's like, blah, 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 I'm friends with the homie, you're not speaking to him. It was rough for him to do what he was trying to do. He was doing it, and he felt comfortable. He felt like that's something that had never happened. And then also, I look at California dudes, they heart is so different where it's like they'll stand on this corner knowing somebody want to do them something. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna stand there and maintain that color, that game. You know, no matter what. And I think, but with him, I think it was just jealousy. It was just, you know, people. A lot of people don't want to see you. The people that you do the most for, a lot of them don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you successful.
Right.
And I think that's what he fell at. You know what I'm saying? As far as fell in between, you know, with the situation.
Mm-hmm. Now I wanted to add another thing because I mean we kind of touched on a little bit of it, but far as like back in the 90s and even up into the 2000s, you know, physical units, you know, actual CDs versus now we're in the day and age of streaming. How do you see the transition, like in the money wise? Do you think it's more lucrative now or was it more lucrative then? You know?
No, I feel like it was more lucrative then. The difference is you get your money faster.
Okay.
You know, when you sold records back then, you had to wait 3 months after, you know, and then, well, with us, with No Limit, P got so much up front when he turned in albums, and then the rest of it come in a couple of months or whatever. And I think your money is right there available for you, and you have more freedom to build your brand. But I think, you know, it depends on who you are, you know, whether money is more lucrative. You know, like if you're a Drake, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll give you $50 million, $25 million up front and a $25 million credit line or something like that. You know, but for artists right now, it's harder because all you have to do is look at Reverb Nation and they got like a chart. And they might have, you might put a song up and you might be number 8,746,100, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's more now that you're fighting against.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And people were, you know, like with us, it was the thing that you might have had 100 rappers, 150 rappers putting out albums in our time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, maybe 10, you know, went platinum. You feel what I'm saying? And we was within that 10. You know what I mean? So now you got to look at what you're competing against, and you're competing against a generation of, what have you done for me this week? You feel what I'm saying? You're not even putting out, you doing an album, which was the greatest creativity you can ever have.
Right.
As an artist, putting out this awesome album, that doesn't even exist anymore. It's like, do a single, or maybe do an EP at the most.
Right.
And I think the mixtape game, the gift for the mixtape game, a lot of DJs start finally making money. They deserved it. They were always working for nothing. The mixtape game helped a lot of DJs get opportunities, you know, but I think the mixtape game hurt the rap artists that's aspiring rap artists because they were giving away so much for free. Where if, you know, you got to think, a lot of that could have been money. That could have been your lane that you created. So I think the streaming thing, I like the fact I could just put a song up right now and put it out there. But see, I have still have fans. For a young artist that's new, that probably could be one of the best artists ever.
Right.
Nobody gonna hear him. Nobody everybody don't know he exists. He got to fight like worse than what we had to do going from city to city. You know what I'm saying? At least we was able to sell and make money selling CDs when we out our trunk going from city to city. You know, stores will buy our stuff. We put up our posters. People will go get the CDs out the stores. At least we will be able to see money as we were rising. The streaming thing right now, it hurts the young dudes who trying to chase their dream, and it's like, man, I hope such and such repost me or just say my name and I could get his followers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas we knew where Tupac sold at. So we go into that city.
Right.
You know, we knew our shit was hard, so we got 300 CDs. And we gonna leave there at 300 times $20 or $10, $20. We leaving there with $6,000. So now we have money to go buy more, keep going, and then putting them in stores, and then coming back and doing shows. And then our shows yielded so much, you know, afterward. So it's like, it's harder, man, for artists. I think, you know, you have to be one of the special ones that sell a lot. And a lot of these kids don't even sell a lot of streams, but they're making their money off their shows and merchandise.
Yeah.
That's the only advantage also of the internet, you know, where you have to wait till I come to your city or wait 2 weeks to get my shirt. You know, where now you just order it and it's there. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, so it's rough for aspiring artists right now because a lot of them don't know. You still can use the old way. You still can use the old way, which is going from city to city. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And getting at these clubs and you know, giving away your CD. People still playing CDs in their car.
Yeah.
Whether you don't want to believe it or not, vinyl is making a comeback, but a lot of young dudes, they sticking to the one blueprint. Get on the internet, embarrass myself, act a clown,
right,
so somebody will pay attention to me, get mad if nobody pressing like and troll somebody's page and disrespect me, disrespect somebody else, so that I could say your name back, and then bam, you got a beef that you really don't want.
Right.
You know, you just trying to be known, but then if I see you somewhere and the old me come out, the world gonna finally see that you really not about that. So guess what? You sell no more. You know, so it's a crazy circus right now.
Man. Yeah, see, to me, I think a lot of young dudes, they get under the illusion that, okay, this dude done went viral. I could do that. I could set something up on SoundCloud and go viral and post up on, you know, IG a few times, and a lot of them don't know it's record companies that's behind a lot of that type of situation. That they don't know about this, thinking this is going off top like that.
Yeah, it's a lack of knowledge of the business, and then you know because if I always tell young dudes, if you could spend an hour on Instagram and Facebook, 1 hour, you could spend 30 minutes going and find the right platforms and learning the business and learn what you got to do and learn how to build your brand.
Right.
You know, if you decide you want to have the same Gucci belt on that Bootsy had on, but and it's $800, but yet you don't have a studio and it might take you $500 to get what you need inside your house to record what you need to do and get on YouTube every morning and learn how to record, mix, and master. You know, what are you in this business for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You guys have it easier because a lot of these young dudes, they don't have many responsibilities. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're able to just be there all day, every day, whereas when we was coming, a lot of us had kids. Our mothers expected us to be there to help them and try to take care of them while we was doing what we was doing.
Right.
These young kids, you know what I'm saying, they don't. You know, they got time to do what they need to do. And I think the sad part about it is it's good for some individuals who have acted clown on the internet and became famous. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's good for them, but it's bad for all the young dudes that feel like I gotta act this way.
Yeah, I gotta run that route.
Like you see them going running in Walmart with bull horns and got somebody's video on them and they about to get arrested and all this other stuff. You know, they saying, oh, that man, he wanted bad. No, he's taking the easy route. You know what I'm saying? But okay, what happens later when your single is not doing so well?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You haven't learned a business. You don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have come. I hate to become a circus, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Nipsey gave the industry, his death, untimely death gave the industry a breath of time to breathe, of saying, okay, these are things that can happen. You know, okay, you found out everything he was doing. Now you got, hopefully, young artists will benefit from the fact of his, sad demise to say, okay, look what the dude was doing. Look how he did what he did.
Right.
Okay, take that route. Learn from it. And then do good music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just, the big style is big style, but at the same time, it's like, how long you going to be able to go there? Because music comes in circles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it will come back to lyrics. It will come back to songs with content. It will come back to good club songs. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the DJ has changed also. You have guys that have DJ in front of them that they're not a DJ. A DJ break records.
Right.
A DJ don't play the same Drake and Meek Mill songs all night. He'll throw a record in there that's new and break that record because he's that good at what he does.
Now, would you tell me that's more so of a issue of record companies basically saying you got a list and you got to play everything that's on this list? You can't really deviate from, this independent person because basically we're paying you to follow this list to, get our artists, more out there in the public eye.
Well, also DJs was getting so underpaid. And so you got a little young dude that come along and he might not be that great of an artist and might not have that great of a song, but he got that bag, as they say.
Right.
And so, so I'm riding with him now. I'm playing everything he do because that's my dude. And then you do have those labels that are now doing some, to me, mafia tactics, where it's like I'm going to sign this DJ at this biggest club in this city. So he has to play this, and a lot of them on the radio also. You know what I'm saying? I think that, and that helps for that influx of music where everybody sounds the same. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost the record companies decided we're losing money. These kids are really being independent.
Right.
Okay, we not getting money on their shows, we're not getting money on their merchandise. Our artists, we spending $1 million on a budget. Their songs not really getting spent, but on iHeartRadio. But who listens to radio and they call too much anymore?
Right.
Not everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you listening to your songs on iTunes.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So now it's about playlists and things like that. So the majors said, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get all these DJs, and like you said, I'm gonna hire them in a marketing way. And so they're going to push this song. You look at iHeartRadio, they have a playlist that every station probably has to play. You know what I'm saying? Because the labels have paid for that to be done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and like shows like, to me, to be totally honest, and a lot of young dudes, they don't see this. See what I'm doing right now? A lot of them won't do this. And don't understand that shows like your shows and other shows that I go on have 100,000, 50,000 listeners, have people paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And then they hearing my story.
Right.
So now every fan is nosy. They want to know everything about your life.
Right.
So now they listening. Y'all play the song. Guess what? Now they looking for that song. A lot of young artists also will not do shows like this. They sitting around saying, I want the Breakfast Club.
Right.
No disrespect to the Breakfast Club.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But I want the Breakfast Club, or, I want Sway, and which Sway is one of my favorites. Sway, I want to be on that. You feel what I'm saying? But not understanding if you get 30 shows like this, you don't think that now you're going to be on so many different playlists.
Right.
And even DJs don't have to pick this stuff up. But that comes with studying. That comes with sitting down and the transition that we have to make from our generation to this thing to figure out what's our niche. We're not going to make a fool of ourselves, because we've grown and we know this rap game is by luck in so many ways, and we could lose it all, with a few clowns. So it's like we have to adjust and figure out which way to do this and using that to our advantage, but at the same time, still stay with some tactics, which means doing shows like this, Not saying nothing is, of course, wrong with your show, but I'm saying these shows are important.
Right.
Because back in the day, hey, the major radio station in your city might not play you, but they had some smaller radio stations up in those cities that would play you to the point where that major one that was under, I forgot the name of it before it was iHeart Radio, Cumulus, whatever, they made you. And most of those DJs couldn't get on the big station. They was on the smaller, and guess what? They were in clubs also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so we understand that. That's why if you contact me, I'm doing this interview. When you want to do it? You said push it up to one, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand, and that's what these young dudes not really getting. You know what I'm saying? And that's what hurts them and puts them all in one bubble. But then for guys like me and other guys that lyrically do our thing, they just keep putting themselves in that bubble. And it's about patience.
Maybe speak on this part, because what you're saying is where young dudes will understand. Like, well, we got these big executives telling us we need to do it like this. When your brother, you done been through the trenches and done been on a major label and things. You can tell this person, just like you're doing right now in this interview, more better than someone that's went to school and they never had no dealings with no artists or anything like that. They're just following basically a script, like we need to get them locked into this so we can make this money off of it.
But they're never gonna say hire somebody like me or the guys that come, because we've been through the generation of being beat out of money, things not right. We know contracts or whatever, and we believe in a fraternity of it. Like this to the casket drop with me. So when I catch a little young dude, if I'm saying I'm A&R at one of these places, you know what I'm saying, and I will let a little dude know, like, hey, and I've been in that situation of so many ways where a friend of mine as a major was trying to get a young artist, and I won't say the artist's name or whatever, this deal, and I sit and told him, I said, look, and I was standing to see a percent, you know what I'm saying, of the whole situation, and I told the little dude, I said, look, that situation not cool. Now they want money for your merchandise, part of your merchandise and your shows, because they don't believe in you going to sell that much, but you got a lot of likes and views and all this stuff, and streaming so much on your page. Mm-hmm. I said, so, and then they really want your fans for their other artists also.
Right.
They want your people at the same time, and I'm like, it's not a good situation for you. Yeah, they offering you this type of money, but you're making damn near this on your own.
Right.
So keep going to the point that you get this deal. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and that guy at the label was like, well, Serv-On, he told me you guys talk and his manager, this, that, and that, but we trying to get this done. I said, bro, I can't do that. I come from a decade where majors was trying to get over on you so bad and not do this and do that, even being with P. I mean, he still had to deal with Party. And, and it was always a fight with doing things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I've had promoters cheat me out of money. There's a lot of different things. So it's like, they're not going to put guys like us that can make artists even better and good situations and a happy artist and whatever, because we're going to tell these artists the truth.
Yeah, and essentially that's driving down their profit margin by you doing that.
Oh, yeah, that's because their thing is right now with any major, and young dudes don't get it out there, and I hope when they hear this, they listen. Dude, you don't need them. That's the gift of the internet. They need you to stay alive.
Right.
You got to understand why they buying YouTube, why they buying SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, because all these things are independent ways for you to make money and do shows and stream and sell this and get on your Spotify and all that. So they'll kind of cut the corner. And then they're giving you contracts, not just the 360. They want part of your merchandise. They want part of anything you're doing. If you walk out the door and you drinking a cold drink, and somebody giving you a soda, giving you 10,000 for just Instagramming that, they want in the contract now. They want piece of everything,
right?
Because they know that these young kids now are really building a nation. You know what I'm saying? You got some little young artists, man, little kid Chopper or whatever would not do that bid wars. You had the babies from Cash Money flying in to see him. He had a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a nation of millions buying. He got an army. When you got 2 million followers that really up something and he got 400,000 likes or views. That's an army. That's a major gonna look at that like, okay, you put his album out. If he do an album, that's $6. Hey man, that's over $24 million right there.
Right.
So they want part of that. And these young dudes run and say, oh, I want to go jump. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to get your business together.
Right.
You have to just get that situation together. And there's many, situations where you don't even need them. You can go through TuneCore and spend $7.99, put the top single everybody been waiting for, put that video up, pay a few dollars here and there, the world stars, Beagles, whatever, and Facebook and Instagram and Apple marketing, you know what I'm saying? And then you get 4, 5, 600,000 streams, and then you in every city doing shows at 20, 30, 40,000 without them touching nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't deal with them until they come in and basically say, look, we want to give you this, and all we want is this. We don't want nothing off your publishing. Hey, just give us 10% or whatever, and we're going to give you, where you're in a better position, where you're in a controlling position. You don't have to deal with them, and they know that.
Now, would you say, with that being said, all that has to be followed up like, okay, you get this contract, what we want to give you, take it to a lawyer. Go to a lawyer, pay a lawyer to look over this contract, to break it down to you so you know what you're actually, if you want to get into something like that and sign something like that. Don't just, okay, he said this and I signed it. No, without reading it. No, take it to a lawyer, pay a lawyer to break that down for you.
Let me tell you something. And a lot of guys, if they learn their business, they don't even need a lawyer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You paying a lawyer 7% for reading through something that you should have sat down and learned about yourself, your worth, and your percentage. But it's okay to have one.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's okay to have one, but if you learn the game, you will make them pay for that lawyer's fee. It won't come out your percentage.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so, where you looking at all legal fees that I have to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Just the fees I have to deal with. It's a game. Okay, you want me that bad? I have to pay this lawyer $200 an hour, and it then went up to $15,000. So when we do this deal, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, fine. This is what I want. Now you go to that lawyer and he sees that in writing that he's going to be paid that $15,000 for going through the contract. So he's going to do it pro bono in the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's being agreed to give this, but okay, you might say, damn, I gave him $15,000. But if you go to some lawyers and they ask for 7% of a $10 million deal, you see the difference?
Yeah.
But what if you learn what you needed to learn and know what you already know?
True. I just figure because a lot of those contracts are drafted up in legalese where the common brother can't read that to understand what he's reading.
Yeah. No. I understand that part, and a lot of them need to, but
right.
the label's not doing something different. Let me show you how smart they are. They'll give a guy like me a deal, right?
Right.
Give me this nice bunch of money because they know I can get X, Y, and Z on this because they respect me, right?
Right.
So now they get me, and you got to think to that young artist, I'm not the man. As far as not meaning like I'm not the boogeyman, which is a major company. So I can go in there and give him a fucked up situation, and he gonna fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really working for them.
Right.
That's the game that's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of young artists that supposedly got management with some tough guys in the industry, won't say no names.
Right.
And these kids don't know nothing about their contract. They're really getting beat. And that guy got a deal and never put an album out, but got a deal with the distributor because he can use that guy to go in the hood and grab because you respect him.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
What you're saying almost makes me think back into the 80s when there used to be the insurance man that would come to every house in the hood and he'd collect all the insurance and everything because he was trusted. But then, like, if you look at it now, they still got it. But now that insurance man kind of looks more like us, they got melanin in their skin, so they still run the same game, but just
it's exactly. And because my cousin was in insurance, and he used to go. That's where life insurance come from, and he used to go in the hood in the project with his gun and everything, collect all this money, this and that. Somebody died. Man, they policy ain't right, all types of stuff. Don't that sound like the music industry right now?
Sure does.
Not if they die, they go to sell an album and they like, well, my money.
Right.
So they telling you how that your manager or the company that you went through. You feel what I'm saying? Now you got beef with your manager because he has this money and he's saying the label ain't giving this, but they making it easy because these young dudes done wise up and saying I'm independent. But if you send me in there with a deal, right there, I never put an album out, but I'm respected in the hood, and I'm a tough guy. These young boys ain't really about the beef they have, so guess what they do? They sign with him like, okay, he gonna protect me, he got me out there, the label ain't gonna play with him, but he really a puppet for the label also. So they're doing everything to get to these young kids, man. And these young kids gotta wise up, man, put a couple of them pills down, you know what I'm saying, and start learning this business and learning their worth. You know what I mean? And learning everything about who they are and what they should expect and what they could be doing for themselves all the way up to the point where maybe down the line, okay, you done made a bunch of where I don't really need your money up front. I need your marketing on that internet. I need you to make sure I get on these top playlists for my single count, and I'll give you your percentage out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at P was the type, I don't need your money up front. I just need your marketing.
Right.
I'm gonna pay for my marketing, but I need you to do this and make sure you get to these stores, this and that. So you take this little 10%. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep the rest. Right. And young dudes is the same. They can do the same thing because these young kids, bro, they making money. They seeing money in an easier way without even leaving their house. Where we have to go into gang territory and everything. Hopefully they like our music. So it's a different day and age, bro.
This is why, because this kind of been on my mind too. I mean, it makes sense where to me it can enlighten young brothers that ain't seen in the light. I want to make sure I'm seeing this the right way. Not like say if someone forms a business and you got a business partner, so you two open a business together. A lot of people don't know each business partner carries insurance on themselves in case something ill may fall of one of the business partners. So with that being said, if something happens to your business partner, he unfortunately dies or something, the other business partner actually gets paid for that. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if the company,
right.
Within the company, if that insurance was covered throughout the company. If they had their own individual, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, would not, you know what I mean, now money that might go to your family, if that business partner, if that business had outstanding bills or whatever, would not, your family going to be liable for his partnership or his part of the situation.
Right.
And then they can put a lien on that money from that insurance policy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Which most guys would do. You know what I mean? You look at a lot of young rappers, I mean, business wise, they don't give themselves any type of insurance or any type of, if you I hate to say it, okay, like with white people, and I don't play the color game, but with white people, they'll set up a state. Their state, their state, and where it's gonna go, how it's gonna go, what's going on in case this, that, and that. A lot of artists, they're not taught anything like that.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, you look at, sad to say, like with Nipsey passing, he hadn't did a estate planning yet. So now his family about to beef. You feel what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And whoever is in control of the situation, which might be his wife, it's going to be rough for her because, he was paying me this. He was paying me that. He owed me this. This was supposed to be this, that, and that, and that. And this company and that company. We don't think like businessmen within our business. But even though he was, I'm saying him. Everybody makes a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But the majority don't. We just want to get to the top. We just want to get that sun on.
I was just more thinking so in like if you think in a mind frame of like how take banks in housing or mortgages. Like say someone gets a mortgage and it's for like $150,000. They default on it. The bank doesn't have a problem because basically they had an insurance policy too that you weren't gonna pay that off. So it's like they're getting paid when you default for the house.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff that you and I talk about right now, man. A lot of guys will look at like, what the hell are they talking about? They don't relate to what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I mean, that's like major labels. A lot of times they don't expect a lot of artists to to sell a bunch of records, and that might sound crazy.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because some artists are a tax write-off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at a lot of signings that might come, you know, at certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't expect certain things. They don't expect you to go this way. That's why now the contracts are different.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they want piece of every little thing you're doing. If you breathe, they want a piece of that breathe, that breath of air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because somewhere down the line, when you slip up, they still got a hand in everything that you're doing.
Hmm.
You know what I think? And that's just a rough day and age of how it is now.
Huh. Now tell me this for you know the listeners that are listening. Who do you actually be like, man, I'm buying their music. I'll listen to these people. These are the people I may listen to. Who do you put into your rotation personally?
Oh man, I mean I'm all around, but if we just gonna say hip hop and rap right now, I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? I got a little kid that J Lyric singer. He's in Vegas.
Okay.
You know, he's pretty hot. My guys from the city called the Team 504. But as far as out there right now, I like Meek. I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, I always did like Nipsey even before all of this. I'm a Jay-Z guy. You know what I'm saying? Big time. I'm still a Pac, still a Biggie. Scarface is always my favorite. But as far as like young kids, I hate that he hasn't been doing much work. I like the little guy YF and Lucci. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like him. I was into the little kid Triple X. You know what I'm saying? My daughter got me into him. I was listening to him. It varies, man, because people think by me being from New Orleans and from No Limit, it's like I'm gonna listen to nothing but hard murder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm somebody that Kendrick Lamar sits at the top down there for me. You feel what I'm saying? And I like the J. Cole's. I like D1 from my city. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I'm still a Kevin Gates guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I like Gates, but I'm more right now into things like the stuff that Kendrick's talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing what's going on in this world, and I see what's coming.
Right.
And a lot of us are blind to a fact. A lot of where we're gonna have to carry a lot of things when things go on because so many not gonna understand and know how to deal with what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So but I like I said, I like Meek. I like Meek transition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his prison time and the things he went through and all the craziness with when him and Drake was going at it and things like that.
Yeah.
It seemed like it done birthed not just a businessman, a kid that already had money.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's almost like he's a leader now. You know what I'm saying? And he's speaking in a way, man, and it's something to hit. It's something to listen to.
Now, tell me that when you talking about Meek, we know that everything that went down with how the judge tried to she falsely made it where he couldn't get money when he needed to get money and jailed him wrongfully. How do you feel in your state, your city, how the justice system is? I mean, everybody deals with.
Oh man, it's crooked. I mean, our justice system is down south, man. It's bad, but then we in a black city, and we got just as much as our own people that are sending us under, man. I mean, you got to look at C-Murder's still not home for something he didn't do. Mac is still not home for something he didn't do. So I mean, you look at the thing with Meek, what that happened with Meek. I said, if you look at what C-Murder and Mac, it's like it's still ongoing.
Right.
They're not out to be able to tell their story. Meek was able to uncover some things that we all know been going on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That these political officials and these judges and some of these lawyers and prosecutors, they got money all in the community and this and that way, and they're looking at rappers now like, y'all making money. If I lock him up, he gonna want to get out. He got Rick Ross behind him. They know these things, and it's like, okay, we can get $1 million in our pocket, for him just to get probation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They who they want to lock up. You got to sit down and think about this. And I'll bring it back to Kodak Black. This little kid. Keep getting locked up. They got kids his age out here murdering straight in broad daylight. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not really locking him up.
Yeah.
But they always find something on this man, on this little kid.
Right.
Look at me. You know, all these dudes doing stuff in Philly. Man popping the wheelie.
Right.
And you do that to him. So they know that's the crookedness of what's going on, because who's going to make money? Okay, yeah, get that lawyer right there. He'll get you out. But I guarantee that lawyer got a good rapport with the judge and the prosecutor that you got to deal with. So when you pay that law firm $1 million to get you out of this charge because you're this artist that stand to lose $20 million on a tour, you don't think that money is being split between all of them? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that spotlight is on rappers because that's the quickest money. That is the quickest money. If you're a mayor and you running for office, but say me get in trouble or whatever or not, and you got to pay this lawyer or whatever or not, okay, you know what? The mayor also doing this and that. It can make some calls of running for mayor, but you give to this fund or that fund and this and that. It goes like that. They watching us. We are those golden gooses. You feel what I'm saying? They come to us to help them get elected.
Right.
They come to us to also get their houses built and get money for their kids, because they know one thing. We as black people, we get into it so much we mess up as artists. So they know we're going to get in trouble. It's sad that they expect it, because they know we got a faction of our black people that going to cause problems, and we're going to deal with those problems, and we're going to get in trouble. Or we're going to be somewhere where we really shouldn't be at, and guess what? Now we got to try to pay our way out, not rat or snitch our way out. We got to spread money all around, and they know that. So how you can find every little thing Kodak Black ever did, or find me popping a wheelie and bring it to the point now you putting this man in jail. Really? And how much money did he have to spend? How much? Jay made sure he gave him where all that money went. You tell me where all of it went at. What lawyer is worth $1 million? You might say there's no price on your freedom, but let's be real. That money got spread around. Any lawyer, he's going to spread it around and pay, okay, I'm going to pay this over here, pay something to the prosecution, but it's not going to get directly to him, but it's going to get that. It's a scam. It's like a hunting season on us. And that's why we got to be more combined together, and you got to, old got to help young.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? At the same time, to kind of tell them, like, you got to chill.
Now, would you saying that because, like you said, Kodak Black, he's a little younger dude. He ain't got nobody probably really around to pull his coat to certain things. But, how the media has been, because the media puts a lot of things into the atmosphere and wants people to, weigh in court when it hasn't even really been to court yet. So, like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, the Harvey Weinstein, you got Harvey Weinstein still walking around and these other people are going through things, or one's already incarcerated. So I mean, what does that really give? Young brothers, they're looking at like, man, it's slanted against us. I mean, people say what they say,
but it's a game. It's a game, because they want you to sit back and say, you know what, damn if I do, damn if I don't, man, they gonna lock me up. Look what they did to Bill. And
right?
They go act up. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit down and look. You know what I'm saying? Even if the media portray, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing was, if you go back to what your mother, every mother said this.
Right.
Don't believe what they tell you outside. Believe what I tell you.
Right.
So you have to learn to don't believe the media. Believe what you know from, or you have a chance to talk to that artist, or somebody that you find out that way before you decide. And then don't pay attention to what ain't your business.
Right, that's
you
true.
feel what I'm saying? And if you look at Bill Cosby's situation, you know what I'm saying, and you see the thing was he was hanging with a bunch of women. And I preach this. I preach this right now where, look, see that girlfriend you got before you get, popular that you love to death, and if she don't do you no wrong, that you're beautiful, stay with her.
Right.
go ahead on marry. You don't have to worry about no women out there. You don't have to worry about dealing with that. Settle yourself down like white businessmen do. They get married, they make their millions, they do what they got to do. They stay off the limelight and stay away from. I mean, not the limelight, but stay away from those type of issues.
Right.
If you know there's females out there that dare to try to do this and do that because they're out there, sad to say, they're out there, then you know what? You stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes with the keeping it real thing. Oh, I got 3-4, excuse my language, bitches coming to the hotel and see that right there, 3-4 bitches. You feel what I'm saying? That little mindset right there, that could cost you. You understand? But and like with us at No Limit, when we was on the road, you know, we had guys that come and we met somebody, they come in there like, look, this is y'all about to do this, that, and that, and that, and that, and that. You know, if you're not about that, you got to leave. Leave them alone. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, one of the things with us, a lot of us were either married or we were getting married. You know, he always pushed it for us to settle down and chill. You know what I'm saying? That's why you never heard no things about us like that. Yeah. And then he had another, and in the beginning, he also had something else. We had females that traveled, not exactly with us on the same plane, but meet us there. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't, you know, we had our ice cream party, so we did, you know what I mean? It was waves, but see, we had OGs over. Okay. You know, these young dudes don't have that. And I think, you know, like you said, that media thing, and everybody lives by the internet. The internet says that, social media says that it's real. You know, I mean, from relationships to family issues, if someone put a post up and say this and that, it's automatically people believe it. You're right. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, we've lost our identity as individuals. You know, if social media, if I put up something and say I'm not feeling anybody that got something against me today, that does not mean I'm talking to somebody specifically. Right. You know, and people now take that and they run with it. You know what I'm saying? They run with it, and then you have issues. You know what I mean? And so I think that's one of the problems with a lot of rap artists, young rap artists today. So you hit it on the nail. You know, you put out there that Bill Cosby put stuff in women drink, but nobody said this, that what was these women doing in his room? Right. And then if you know L.A., where all of it's supposed to happen, those women would say it on interviews. The good drugs were around the rich guys like Bill Cosby. So they were going to these places to do drugs. Right. And what came with drugs? Sex. You feel what I'm saying? So you knew Bill Cosby was rocking like this. You can't sit down and say, like, somebody like I know you. My dude say, man, your boy, you know, Reek he got good weed. I'm coming out at you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know. So, you know what I'm saying? So these women were going to his room, doing drugs, having fun, drinking, and then they had sex. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. And you knew who Bill Cosby was. A lot of people don't know this. The Playboy had a black airplane. They used to have a show back in the day, Playboy. Yeah. Playboy, Hugh Hefner. Yep. All you got to do is watch that. And Bill Cosby, the same Bill Cosby, you know, used to be on there running around, grabbing people's breasts on the plane, laughing, making jokes. So he wasn't like holier than thou. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's, you know, I mean, but he's an icon. And that's to teach the young dudes a lesson, like, stay in your place. We'll bring down the icon to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't learn from that and something happened with you, come on. And it's not about white women and a black man or whatever, whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? Because it can happen with black women. Right. Black women and falsely accuse people of rape. Right. You know what I'm saying? And been in your room and doing this and doing that with you, you know, but you also need to really look at it as a young artist. And like I said, pull the kid, Kodak Black. You see videos of him acting up. Bro, why do you think you're above the law? You know? Like, what are the people really that's in your ear? What are they really telling you? I mean, they really cost you more than anything, yeah. They look like him. It's a bunch of young, these days, a bunch of young dudes with fame that's out here with no guidance. And they just think, I got money, I Nah, they don't want you to get off. You know what I'm saying? It's the new lynching that's sending you to jail.
Basically, the poster child for these privatized prisons when you think about it.
Exactly, man. You got to really think about a prison that say, okay, can anybody tell me they knew about the Fed facility in Marion, the average person, Marion, Illinois, until Mike Tyson went there? The prison where Meek was at, nobody probably knew nothing. I mean, unless you was somebody that went there or had some relative there. But the average person didn't know nothing about that. Like Angola, where C. Murder was at down here. And that's one of the longest running penitentiaries, worst penitentiaries condition-wise in America. But nobody knew about it until C. Murder and Mac, you know what I'm saying, went to those places.
Right.
And so guess what? Now those places making money. Those places making big time money because of having high profile rappers. Not you had Tyson in prisons with mafia figures, but anybody was talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Or where Meek was at. I mean, come on. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but we let it be what it is.
Right. That's true. See, like I said, this is some of the things that I think people need to hear more about. They just figure, I like what you put out and things like this, but you get a more well-rounded perspective on things you should be paying attention to. That's what it pays with dealing with someone that's more seasoned and that been around, versus we just went to the club and we picked up, booty and all this, and we've been spending money like it's crazy. No. It's more to life. Matter of fact, like you said, taking care of your family, making sure your family's good too. The ones that's really been riding with you and things like that. So you speaking on that, I think people are getting schooled. I mean, they're hearing things that they're wanting out of it, but they're hearing like, man, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, and that's why I enjoy having you on this particular.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, because I want them to know. I want people to know. It's not just going in the studio and dropping a song, man. The pressures that a lot of these young dudes go through and a lot of things that we all go through, you know what I'm saying? Because, in our life situation, a lot of times we make mistakes trying to get back right because people expect, the people around you expect like, hey, you don't always have it or you don't always have this money. Or they expect you to take care and make sure they're okay or give them this and give them that. And then because of our image is driven by the public perception of us, we have to go out here and do what we got to do. And a lot of times we make mistakes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people say, man, he was dumb. He's selling records. But did you really know the situation of why I was out here doing this? Because I can't go like with some guys, like I can't go work this job because the public perception is, oh, he's a rapper. So if I go work this 9 to 5 for a little while till I get back on, people taking pictures of you. People putting it on the internet.
Right.
Look what happened to the guy that was with the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? The man was making out his living, working in even though it worked out for him, but look what they did to him. That's fun. And he was made fun of. You feel what I'm saying? And so these are pressures you have when things slip up and music not working. You know what I'm saying? People still expect from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, because as a rap artist, we're used in every way possible. Don't get me wrong, it's love in our life, but some people really love us, and some people there for us to ride or die, but other people there because they know who we are.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And they want every dime out you. And as a rapper, you want to keep it real. Remember that word? That word? Keep it real. So I'm going to give you something I really don't have, and now I got to go replace it and take care of my family. And then I'm going to make that mistake and slip. And then instead of people looking at it like, oh, man, he gangster for going to do that, they're going to say he was dumb. You see what I'm saying? So our pressure has a circle around us that, you know what I'm saying, it's rough, but this is the life we choose, and you know what I'm saying? And we got to be wiser. Young dudes got to be wiser of what they do, how they do, and all that. My homies coming with me, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James is the best example. If I'm going to bring my homies, but each one of y'all going to do something. And each one of y'all going to run some type of business. And, and I'll see a percentage of it where y'all just not going to chill, and I'm going to give you this. At the same time, about flipping basketball, each one of y'all got a business that I'm going to be okay.
Right.
Because I gave y'all the money to do this. shooters are, to me, shooters ain't nothing but somebody looking for action. Broke dudes looking for action. That's about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want to prove a point, but when they get caught up for shooting somebody that when they with you, they gonna rattle you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Real crack under pressure.
You gonna have 10 of them around you. Man, look, he needs to be handling Instagram and Facebook. He needs to be handling Twitter all day. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be doing, phone calls and emails and trying to book shows and set up situations and get in studios. Every one of them should have something to do.
Right.
And that way you won't have issues. You won't have too many issues. And then they all will build something that you will be able to keep going and keep going and keep going. You know, and a lot of other young artists, they don't see that. They just want to, I got 10 dudes with me. I got the killers with me.
Right.
Okay. If a man was truly a killer, he's mentally disturbed, and a mentally disturbed man can't function normally. So that's just a little young clown that's looking for action. So don't ever think he's a killer. Yeah, you know, and serial killers don't be around people. Real killers don't be around people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They really don't. Any man could kill somebody, but
right.
Killers that we're talking about, no, real killers can't function mentally. They can't be around people. They're sociopaths. You know, people get all that mixed up.
Right. Now tell
because of the image.
I was gonna say break into different things that what you do now, where they can seek you out. If this is of their pedigree of walk of life or whatever, or still check out all your music that you got that's still steadily available and things like that. Just enlighten the crowd on different things that they could seek out from you, or that'll help them or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you can find me all over the internet on all social media sites at The Real Mr. Serv-On. Right now, I got a single about to come out right now called Drip Chick. Gonna be pretty big. Gonna be a big song for the summer. I'm tapping into these young kids and what they do and how they do it. We're doing it my way. We have the video shot by Dollar Jones, which, coming through my imprint, which is Hot City Music Group. It was produced by super producer kid out of Detroit who did all the BG stuff once he left Cash Money management, Wide Open management, and Mad Money Group management. They do different things in different ways for me. We have an EP. I have an EP coming, which is going along the line with life insurance and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's called Settlement. It's a small EP produced by the Melody Makers. I have something that's real important to me coming out. I'm releasing a book called Letter to My Young Black Sons. It's a guide to, for young kids starting at 13 that have no father, or single home, mother home.
Now, speak on that first book that you put out, because I read about that. You put out a book basically that was before the little Steve Harvey book. I didn't know. I'm like, man, I'm going to have to pick that up.
Yeah, it was called Sexy Black Thoughts. And, it was like, it had erotic poetry, you know what I'm saying, but then I had sections, where I was like, basically let's talk, from a black man to a black woman.
Right.
And I basically was, explaining to them, because you get to the point where you have so many women feel like a black man is wrong and a black man is not this and a black man is not that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give you the secrets. You know what I'm saying? This is what a black man thinks. This is how we feel. So if you still get messed over after this, then guess what? That's not on us. And I was given it, I really gave the secrets of how men think, and then just trying to, teach women to understand a black man. And then and it also had the erotic poetry. It was like two mixed in one, but this was before Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Way before his book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I never put it out on ebook, and I'm actually going to bring it back this year also.
Yeah, I think you should.
Because I think it was more honest. Like Steve Harvey book was awesome, but I feel like, I was more, like I said in the book, I'm like, ain't nothing scientific about what I'm saying yet. We're going to keep it straight.
Right.
Straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I covered some things that are serious, where it's like, okay, he's no longer with you, he's no longer with you, but y'all have kids that you don't own him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's things that I wanted to explain to black women, like, and then where they go wrong at, and how they end up getting themselves hurt. So, I mean, that's generally what that book was about, and I'm just definitely this letter to my black, I think I want it to be a change, where I'm teaching kids everything, like as if I'm their father, how to keep themselves clean, dressed, get you a job in your teenage years, put away at least 30% of your paycheck just teaching them everything that a father would teach them how to deal with young ladies. Because I see too many young young men putting their hands, young black kids putting their hands on these young ladies.
Right.
And, just teaching them everything that if they didn't have a father, giving them that guide from even eating healthier, how to deal with conflict and how to maintain yourself as a young man and the past and whether it's education or just wanting to start your own business. If you're saving money through high school, you decide college is not for you, but if you're studying and learning finances now, by the end of your high school year, you might have $10,000, $15,000 that you save.
Right.
And you can start your own business. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You feel college is not for you, but it's not going to hurt you to learn as you go along what you need to learn. So it's a book that I think is going to be pretty big. It'll be pretty helpful, because like I said, it's just, I see a lot of young men, because I ran a program, a music youth program, keeping young dudes out of jail. I did it for 3 years. And I saw a lot of these young dudes when I would bring them home at night after we leave studio, it's just their mom there. And, there's nobody there. And some of them ain't know the simple essentials, like, I'm like, you got your backpack, man, you got no deodorant in there, it's hot out there. No deodorant, man, you keep you some, wet wipes or a little towel or whatever, man. You might run across a female or two, man, before you leave here, wash under your own, man, wash up right quick,
Right.
Give yourself a haircut every week, keep your little toothbrush, little traveling stuff in there, man, after you eat and brushing your teeth and things like that, and a lot of them didn't know anything about that. I knew kids didn't even know how to iron their clothes, bro.
Thing we did religiously when we was coming up all the time, we gotta have them creases.
Yeah, man, exactly. It's so I think it's just a guide to help single mothers and to some young men that just don't have a father figure, period.
Right.
Just, a book that's going to help them, as if, because I speak to them, everything is dear son, and talking to them as if they're my child. So that's something that we got pretty big, and we got a lot of things with music. My hit gurus, music consultant, where I come in and teach basically a young dude that might have a decent following. I go in and teach him how to get his tax ID, his LLCs and stuff, and get him started, get his business, get everything running to the point where you start selling records, everything is there. You got your marketing company set up. When these companies come at you, be ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then some of them who don't know how to make a hit, that's something I know how to do. And so we revamp a lot of them. So we're doing a lot of that also.
Okay.
So that's, but you can find me at The Real Mr. Serv-On every social media site.
All right. Well, I'm glad you joined. Too Cool to kind of weigh in on how you see the world and what's been going on within your world. And I'm quite sure, I'm going to include all the links where they can click on, like, hey, let me go straight to it, or, let me just, stop this, particular thing and rewind and see what he said and, punch that right into Google or whatever it may be to find whatever they may want to, put them that much more further in this world.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you much, man. And anything you guys need from me, man, anytime, just let me know.
All right, for sure.
All right, thank you, sir. Too cool to count. 24/7.